heard our newest exciting launch here at Empire Music from the Martin Custom Shop. I'm Joe Ravita from Empire Music. This is
Justin Gentili from Empire Music.
We are one of 25 worldwide Martin Custom Shop expert dealers. You can check us out at empiremusic.com. We have a huge Martin selection. Give us a shout at the shop. You know us for our full professional factory spec setup and inspection before we get you your guitar. We dial it in and make it great. And this is a great guitar that deserves that attention. I've always wanted to do a museum-inspired series from the Martin Custom Shop Museum. And I went out 18 months ago, and this is the first one. It's awesome.
Knocked it out of the park.
It's really great. The Martin Museum has hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of guitars, not all on display. It's a rotating display, which is kind of cool. So if you get a chance to go out there, what you see, there are some standard pieces in there that are obviously things that are staples, but they have a curator and they're constantly bringing stuff in and out. And that's actually why this guitar was here. It's one of only 5 that we made, but it was based off of a 1929 018K, serial number 40602, originally owned by a young 15-year-old Les Paul and given to him by his mother.
So cool.
Which is awesome. Yeah, it's just like, that was the point that hit for me. It's just like Martin's history, especially if you go to the museum, is very apparent there where it stands in modern music history, American history, and then you tie Les Paul, which all of us know if you're a guitar player, and you think of him, and I think of when I saw the guitar, the first thing that stood out to me was he had handwritten in pencil the fret 1, 2, 3, 4 up the neck, because he was trying to learn how to play past the 5th fret, which we've all been there. Some of us have gotten past the 5th fret, some of us haven't gotten past the 5th fret. It's how it goes. But an Alcoa guitar, Justin, let's talk broad thoughts of what you think about it as it's just total package.
Sure. I mean, for me, one of the big stories about this guitar is the articulation in response to picking dynamics. As Joe said, it's an Alcoa guitar, so strong mid-range, nice complex overtones that really inspire your playing. But the response to your picking hand, I can't stress that enough, with this body size and this Alcoa body is just, it's apparent right out of the case when we picked it up and started strumming. It's bold, and if you hang back on it, it's still articulate. There's a lot of clarity with this guitar, and it makes it a lot of fun to play.
Yeah, it's definitely like if you think of a premium car, you know, it's like when you're the most modest change the steering wheel, what you do to it, the car is manipulated. Here, it's like, you hear someone play the guitar as they lay back on it to open it up. It's very, very, a ton of broad choices in a small dynamic change, which is really an exciting thing to hear. The cool thing about a museum-inspired piece is that I used the guitar as a platform to recreate kind of the original guitar where I wanted to, but also kind of give us a couple modern things that we'd want in a guitar so that we can, I think, use the guitar for a longer period of time.
Right.
What's cool about this is obviously all solid koa. The original guitar had Brazilian rosewood head plate, binding, heel cap, and end piece, and that's all here, true here. We use Brazilian ebony fingerboard and bridge, and the neck, because this is kind of a big story of the guitar, I think, and something you'll immediately know when you hold it. It's got a 30s V neck shape and a 1 7/8 inch nut width. So how does that feel in your hands?
So compared to a lot of other necks out there that most of us are used to playing, this is probably a little bit bigger than most standard production necks. I don't find it's encumbered yeah. by the size of this neck, though. It's the V shape lends itself well to, you know, the natural contours of your hand. It's still plenty comfortable to play up and down, and the wider string spacing is great for the fingerstyle playing.
Yeah, you definitely have a lot of room to operate on your right hand, which is a key. Like if you're like shredding Van Halen, like we have to look elsewhere. You know, it's like definitely not going to be the instrument that lends to that. But V-necks, when you put your hand out to hold a guitar neck, this is what you got. It doesn't look like a C. So I think it does feel really natural. And also it's a short scale, 24.9 inch, so you get a little slinkier feel.
True.
And The first fret's nice and close to you, so easy to play. We also put a modern truss rod in the guitar. This is kind of like one of the changes we made. The original had an ebony truss rod that was just really there for support. Now we have an adjustable truss rod, so we can make sure that that action is dialed in for you with the right amount of neck relief. Let's talk about the bracing and how that impacts a guitar player. It's 1/4 inch scalloped golden era bracing is what Martin calls it. The bracing of those periods fit very snugly, a lot more touch points than a traditional production guitar today. And I think that shows immediately when you hold the instrument. How does it feel in your hands?
Translates to resonance. I'm sure a lot of us know what that feels like when you hold a guitar against your body, a guitar that really resonates, a guitar that's very lively. That's what the bracing does for this guitar. It's kind of like the internal engine, and it allows it to produce a very bold, rich sound.
100%. A lot of output. You don't ever want to pick up a guitar and make it sound small. You know what I mean? I think that's like what this is great at. It sounds mature in a small body, so you get the features of a small body guitar, but you still get kind of like the character of a premium instrument. And what's interesting is this body shape, introduced in the 1840s, was the biggest guitar Martin made at the time, and it was made to play professional concerts.
It's astounding.
It's like wild to think, like, you know, how different it was not that long ago in the grand scheme of life. You know, it's just like, it's pretty crazy. But also kind of post World War I into World War II, songwriters found it, and I thought that was fitting, because if you are writing at home and you want to play and sing and you want to put it in front of a mic, we were kind of talking about that before, it's like how good it would sound in front of a microphone. It's a great instrument to accompany yourself over, because it's got still the boldness of a guitar that you need, but the note separation and just the overall tone, I think, is pleasant.
Super rich. You're not going to compete with it as far as vocals go. However, it's, as Joe said, it's a super bold instrument. Anyone that's played a Alcoa guitar, I think you know what that means. Very rich and very inspiring to play.
Yeah, we're stoked about it. This is the 018K museum-inspired Empire Music Custom Shop. Martin, let's hear how it sounds. The guitar sounds amazing. Justin, just give us your thoughts on playing the instrument and just a kind of I don't want to say a bullet point, but if you had to take a couple takeaways from your experience with it, and then I'd like to give mine after I hear yours.
Well, I think my takeaway on this is the focused sound that you get out of this guitar. Really, as I said earlier, it lends itself well to that style of playing, finger style playing. Notes just kind of jump off of this thing, and that's, to me, what kind of makes this guitar magical. Not to mention the tie-in with, Les Paul, who we all associate with. I'm sure the first guitar you associate with Les Paul is not this, but it's a super cool tie-in that inspires for sure.
Yeah, I think for me, how big it sounds for its body shape. When I took the first one out of the case and strummed it, I said, okay, I knew it. We nailed it, because it, to me, is a way more versatile guitar than you would expect than you would get out of an O body shape. It's not a dreadnought. You're not going to go to your bluegrass circle and like maul D28s with this. That's not what you're doing. What you are doing is getting an instrument that will give you incredible focus and definition, but the DNA of Martin is so strongly there, and the warmth and the bottom end response and that kind of punchiness. I love it. I'm really, really proud of it. I'm thinking we're going to be excited to get these in your hands. So this is the Martin 018K Custom Shop 018K museum-inspired Empire Music exclusive, based off the original 1929 40602 serial number. If you have questions, give us a shout here at Empire. You know we're doing full setups. We'll dial you in. We have everything you need right at empiremusic.com. You can give us a call, you can chat with us. Justin and I are here to hook you up. Thanks for checking out the Martin 018K Custom Shop Empire Music exclusive, museum-inspired piece. Thanks for hanging.